Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the Michael Sisco show. Very special guest today, Megan. And Megan, I just realized that I don't know how to say your last name. So while I'm setting up super chats, why don't you tell me how to say your last name and introduce yourself to
Yeah.
the audience?
So how you say it is Lutchman. So I'm Megan Lutchman. I have been married for 6 months now, I believe. I have been in the political sphere for, I would say, wow, 2 to 3 years now. And now I've kind of left the political world. I have a blog called Mind of Hers where I talk about biblical femininity and biblical womanhood. And yeah, I'm a wife, a homemaker, a stepmom, and a homeschooler. So
Nice. A real rebel.
yeah, yes, I know. So many different roles.
It is a rebel nowadays, though. The new punk rock is being a stay at home mom.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the feminists love you, don't they?
Oh, they totally love me. I think even Christian women nowadays really just don't really agree with that, which is why I really, really thought it was important to have a blog like Mind of Hers. So
Hey, when did you start the blog?
I officially started it. I launched July, this past July, so 2020.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Because we met in DC at doing no sort of crazy activity
So,
with by the Washington Monument. Nothing was happening. Um, and then I saw your blog, and I was like, hey, this is good stuff here. I read your little piece on marriage, and I was like, let's bring Megan on the show to talk about marriage.
yeah, thank you
So,
for having me.
oh well, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh, please.
You're like America First superstar now. You
Oh,
had your picture with Fuentes like 2 days
yeah.
ago. It's great.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that like blew up, but because Wignuts like were mad. Wignuts and liberals.
Well, they get mad on my show sometimes. I had Bronwyn on, and some guy in the chats was like, "Is this a right wing channel? Is she black?" I'm like yeah, she's a mulatto, bro.
Yeah, I mean mulattoes are cool. We got to represent the mulattoes. So
Yeah, so there I go, getting banned by saying words like that. So it's okay.
oh yeah,
Hey,
we'll definitely get canceled by them.
I think we're getting throttled already. There's nothing happening in the chats. Normally the chats are blowing up by now. What's going on now? They're boycotting because I brought you.
Oh my, probably. Am I looking at it right? It's the private chat, right? Or is it the comments?
Comments.
Okay.
Comments. We'll have to get somebody to leave a first comment. Like, what's
Right.
going on?
Yeah.
We have people watching.
Oh yeah.
But
I've never used this platform, so I'm like, oh wow, I'm intrigued.
well, it goes out on to like 4 different plays on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, D Live. So
Awesome.
every oh, here we go. Here we go.
See it.
There we go. Well, no, fallen student, you actually failed. You got second behind EO 987. But whatever. Anyways. Oh, there's Samar. There's Ian. Hello. Now they're coming in. That's good.
I know we're competing with Nick right now, so it's like, oh, we're definitely gonna lose.
I'm always when I live stream when Nick's on, so
yeah.
I don't think any of these people watch Nick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, maybe the other nights of the week.
Maybe the other.
So how did you get mixed up with the America First stuff? I'm curious because
wow. I discovered Nick in late 2018, around the same time that I was working with Turning Point, but I really didn't at that point agree with them, on an ideological, I'm not saying this word right, on an ideology basis. Sorry. And I left Turning Point in December 2018. And I left Blexit as well. So I was doing Turning Point and Blexit. And then I used to never publicly talk about me liking Nick because obviously it's like never mention that ever. And it wasn't until I believe like March or April of 2019 that I started publicly talking about Nick and like America First and like really coming out in support. And I got my now husband also into Nick as well at that time, which he is like, don't tell people you got me into Nick, but it's like I did. And yeah, so I've been a part of America First ever since.
Well, hey, you know, and whatever, you know, it's now you're a bona fide white supremacist. So.
I know, yeah. The amount of times they get called a white nationalist and white supremacist is crazy. I'm just like, okay.
Well, welcome to the club. I have no out. Just I'm a heterosexual white Christian male, so I just
you have it way worse than me.
yeah. I can't even really convince people. I don't even care. I just laugh. So
yeah, same. I think I get away with a lot more, but I really feel for everyone else that really like suffers for being, you know, a straight white male and Christian, you know, getting fired from their jobs and just like being social outcasts and stuff. Like I feel so privileged and I'm able to like tweet all this random stuff and obviously, you know what I mean, not get in as much trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you'd like my tweet from earlier. We're like not even on topic yet, but it's okay. I'm gonna pull it up just so I don't mess up my tweet. So
yeah.
Let's see. I made a proposal. Which probably won't benefit you that much. Well, maybe because you're a white supremacist now. So,
yeah.
In an effort to atone for the wrongs of my white ancestors, we hereby propose that whites and Asians be prioritized last to receive the COVID-19 vaccines, and if necessary, we won't receive it at all.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it works out. It works out. If I be like, shoot, yeah, the white man not gonna get the vaccine first.
Yeah,
finally get something.
And then we'll call it even on reparations. We'll call it even. That's a great deal, right?
Yeah, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah, but anyways, we're here to talk about marriage. It interests me because someday I hope to get married. I'm like 33, and I'm still, no. I know I'm old. I'm a boomer.
Practically. I feel like Mark is 26, will be 27. I feel like he's a boomer too.
You're getting compliments already. Look, this chick is awesome. So.
Oh, thank you. So sweet.
Yeah. And apparently this is somebody that I've met, but they're afraid they don't want to be doxxed. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to be seen around me.
Oh yeah. Really around anyone in these, in our circle, it's just such a liability, even if they're obviously nothing, not saying anything bad, but.
Did you just call me a nothing, Megan?
No, like if they're saying nothing bad.
Wow. Coming on my own show, calling me a nothing.
No. If they're saying nothing bad, and they're like not a liability, clearly in our eyes, but to everyone else in the world, they're definitely saying something and they're definitely a liability.
Well, that's all right. I'm moving to West Virginia. They don't care. They don't care. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my. I asked. I did actually pick up a normie job. I won't say what, but I was like, so how are they with COVID? And the boss is like, well, they think the government's trying to poison us. And I'm like, yes, yeah, my type of place.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So, yeah. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Anyways, this topic interests me. I am Orthodox Christian. Okay. I don't know. And so we traditionally view you either become a monastic to pursue to work out your salvation, or you get married. And so our view of marriage is quite different than I think our culture, the culture's view of marriage, which I think people, they think that they're going to they're getting married to be happy. They found somebody that's going to bring them happiness, right? Whereas with us, the purpose is really to struggle, and through that struggle, attain salvation. And it's not supposed to be something that brings you this, I guess, fairy tale happiness, but rather something that through hardship brings you long-term joy, which is totally different. And I thought your blog was interesting because you kind of hit on that a little bit, which I don't often see from non-Orthodox people. So I don't know what you are, but
I
um,
attend a Baptist church. My husband and I do, but I really wouldn't. I grew up Baptist as well. I grew up in the South, but I really wouldn't put us with one specific denomination or anything.
that's all right. We're gonna get you in the your husband's gonna be an ortho bro, and you're gonna be a ortho trad wife. It's gonna
Um,
happen.
I
We're
feel like
gonna
I'm probably halfway there.
by the end of this stream, we're gonna get you baptized and chrismated.
Oh
Just
my
kidding.
god.
JK, you can't really do that on the internet, but
Yeah.
um, anyways, you did mention in your well, a few times in your blog piece that I read,
Mhm.
that younger couples are kind of given a false impression and unrealistic expectations on marriage. Well, for one, how did you? This must have been a real rough 6 months to come to that conclusion. And
Well,
just
well, I will say I actually didn't write this piece. My friend did, who writes for me. But her and I discussed heavily what she was going to write for this piece. So her and I kind of have different things going on in our marriage, but we really relate to like the fundamental thing of what she's saying. But um, what was the question?
oh yeah, oh yeah, this was your friend. My bad.
I just wanted to
Um,
say I don't want to take the credit for her.
which one wrote it again?
My friend Riley, he's like a really,
Riley.
really good friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. I shows how much attention I pay. But anyway, so what I guess what impressions and unrealistic expectations do you think that young people have, and why are they wrong? What should they expect?
I think that social media is like a really, especially young Christian couples on social media, really give off a false presentation of what marriage is. It's like, oh, we got married. I'm in my $1,000 dress. Here's my $1,000 venue. We're living happily ever after. We're the perfect Christian couple. Yay. Oh my gosh, here's our first baby. Yay. We just have no struggles, no hardships. Yeah, we just pray all the time and go to church and work in, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't think obviously like everyone viewing them thinks like, oh, like I'm going to live a perfect life, just like this, young Christian couple. But I do think that a lot of them don't understand the severity of issues that can happen in marriage and just realistic things that can happen. You're going to have struggles. You're going to have, maybe family struggles on either side. You're going to have financial struggles. There are going to be times as a wife where you do not want to submit to your husband. There are going to be times where your feelings are, you're not going to want to serve and love your husband. There are going to be times where you're just tired and maybe you don't want to be a homemaker that day. Maybe you just want to nap, and it doesn't mean that marriage isn't sacred, it isn't worth it. But I feel like a lot of young, specifically young Christian couples have been really deceived by these unrealistic expectations that they see on social media.
What are these expectations? Let's just get into the dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just get into that. What are these dumb expectations?
I think just for one thing, acting like everyone is going to just have a happy marriage, like there's no bad days. And I don't think that every young Christian couple does this, but they're just, and I guess you never want to show the bad parts on social media, but I would say these unrealistic expectations that you are never going to have struggle, or the struggle is not going to be severe, or it's not going to last. It can last a while, and you need discipleship and you need elders at your church to help you, or you need a pastor to help you work through those, or because if you don't, I mean, it can be like marriage ending. So if you don't know how to work out, these issues. And so I feel like a lot of young couples just really don't know what they're getting into with marriage because they see a certain image being portrayed.
Yeah. So if it's not a fairy tale, what's the point? Why do it?
Glorify God. Glorify God. That's what we're meant to do in marriage. It's what we're meant to do just as humans. It's to glorify God, get married, have children, raise them in the ways of Christ and the ways that, God wants us to raise our children, this is all glorifying to God. It's not, God, life is suffering, life is enduring, and marriage is not exempt from that in any way, shape, or form.
Fallen Student says, this sounds very vague. Can we get an example?
Of unrealistic expectations.
I
want to
let's go with that.
A couple that I can think of. I'm sorry, my husband's watching Nick in the background. Let me pull up one Christian couple that I can think of right now. Just so I can kind of. There's a couple that I follow, and I like to see what's going on.
That's cool, but I do think, it's kind of normal to portray things.
Oh, for sure.
Like because you're guarding your marriage. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I feel like also a lot of young couples don't understand just how. I feel like a lot of the young Christian couples, especially the ones that I follow that I'm kind of talking about, they don't really give an accurate portrayal of like a real, genuine, Christ-centered marriage. I feel like everything is very kind of lukewarm. Now, I don't know their hearts and I don't know their real marriage, but that's one thing that I'm discussing. I think a good, I don't know if you know Sadie Robinson. She's one of the daughters of the Duck Dynasty family. She just recently got married a year ago. And, I like a lot of her posts, and she's pregnant right now. She's like 20 weeks or something. I'm very happy for her, but I feel like she doesn't really show biblical womanhood as a wife in a way that is very beneficial for young girls to look at and look up to.
You're gonna expound. You have to expound on that. Why?
Okay.
Come on, Megan. Come on, Megan.
I should have came with more examples, huh?
Can't drop bombs and then just be like, leave us hanging.
Okay. Well, let me try to find one of her posts. I just don't want to.
You can even screen share it.
Okay, I'm looking on my phone. I should have had it where I can screen share it. I don't know. I'm just trying to find one of her marriage posts. Okay, well, while I try to find an example, I'm looking at this other girl I follow too. I'm sorry, I was like totally not prepared for this question. Well, what's another question while I try to find an example?
It's okay. We can apparently there's some breaking news happening. Valiant One says that the vaccine subjects have tested positive for HIV.
Oh.
We won't say we call it COVID on this show.
Okay.
Just to avoid these censors.
Yeah.
So IO987 says, once again, proving that Karunka is fake and gay. Fake and gay. And, here's a question for you while you're looking for that.
Okay.
How does sodomy fit into the conservative movement?
It doesn't.
Oh,
it has no place.
Yes.
And this was something that I was like scared to speak out on for so long, just because I'm not friends, but like I used to work with people who are like out as like gay conservatives, and I was. And I wasn't scared. Like, I just didn't want to hurt their feelings, especially as a woman. Like, you know what I mean? I tend to like not want to publicly say, yes, gay conservatives, get out of the movement, get out. You're not a conservative. But as of lately, I've just been so over gay conservatism. I've been so over it. And it's not.
Hello. I'm Scott Pressler.
Oh.
And I registered 3 Republican voters today.
Wait, you know what? Mark and I were talking about this today. One thing about Scott, and I don't know because like I don't keep up with him too closely. I know he works with the walkaway movement, which is like super like gay. But I will say, out of all the gay conservatives, I feel like he doesn't talk about being gay on social media as much.
He's got that laptop though.
I mean, it's definitely noticeable. Just know he's gay, but I feel like he doesn't talk about it as much. Like, I don't want to name names personally, but
Now Milo, I mean, I'm not making an excuse for this stuff, but he does at least get up on stage and tell you that you shouldn't be gay.
yeah.
And then that you should get married and have kids and be a traditionalist. But Samara's mad at us. She wants us to get back to marriage.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, Samar. It's my show, okay, Samar. All right. But anyways, did you find some examples for? I think we were talking about.
Yeah. Well, I got kind of lost there.
We were. I distracted you. That's what I do.
It's hard. I feel bad because I didn't have any. I would have like looked for examples before, but
no, it's okay.
I didn't realize everyone. But it's just, I really just mean like young couples just kind of proclaiming, wow, they might proclaim like a Bible verse about marriage, and they're like, we're so thankful for each other, we love marriage, whatever, or like they'll like. I'm trying to just think of a better way to describe it. And the problem is you don't want to judge people because you don't know like their personal life. But I just feel like a lot of the young women especially really just don't portray biblical womanhood and being a wife well to young girls. Like, and I would use Sadie Robinson as one of those examples.
All right. Samara actually anticipated the next question. It's like legitimately the next question.
Okay.
Except she added, what do you struggle with? What does it mean to submit to your husband or for him to sacrifice for you? Yeah.
So what do I struggle with? I would say I struggle with being submissive. For sure. And I talk about this frequently because I had a feminist upbringing. I wasn't raised like I was raised Christian, but I left the church when I was 12. And I used to proclaim that I was an alpha female, and I used to be very proud of it. And then I started my journey of being a born again Christian. So something that I still struggle with is being submissive. And by the grace of God, like my heart is changing more and more every day. But it is definitely something that I do still struggle with in many ways. And I think a lot of women do. And I think that it should be discussed more and prayed about more amongst the community of young women and all women.
You know who could help you with this?
Who?
Some Russian babushkas in a Russian Orthodox church.
Maybe.
That's going to be great. When you walk in and they bring you a head covering and a skirt.
Yeah.
They'll teach you. They'll teach you submission. It's great.
Oh my gosh. And I want to answer the other part of her question. Sorry. It was mean to submit to your husband or for him to sacrifice you. Well, actually, I have a verse for you. Finally, I'll provide a verse, huh? And not just talk. Wait, I'm sorry. My husband's going in and out. Probably been very long. So, here's my favorite verse ever, of course. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, as also Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Ephesians 5:22-24. So submission means pretty much surrendering to your husband in all things, as you would the Lord.
But does it go both ways? And then if it goes both ways, how does that even work? How does that work?
It doesn't go both ways. So my husband wouldn't submit to me. I would submit to him because God has ordained him as head of our household and head of our family. And a spiritual leader. So he's also head there. Okay.
So what does that mean? Like, I guess on the practical level, as it relates to the different roles. I mean, because obviously, like, I kind of view women as like general of the house in a different way. Like the man's the spiritual head, but like, let's get real. You're probably gonna do the decorating, right?
Oh, how do you think? Who decorated this whole place? For sure.
You chose that ugly lamp back there?
What ugly lamp? So Yeah. So as homemakers, we kind of have our own, which is also what God calls us women to do, be homemakers, but we kind of have our own domain and like our own territory. And so cooking, cleaning, nurturing, being with the kids. And these are just some examples of kind of our domain in the house. So this is kind of where my husband wouldn't overstep. But at the end of the day, as head of house, he makes those final decisions, and I respect and submit to him in that way.
Nice. Brother Augustine says it means her husband yells woman and she responds food or beer, master.
My husband would love that.
Which, by the way, he has a good channel too, Brother Augustine. Good. He's got like 4,000 followers. A good guy.
Oh, wow.
Samar says, "Isn't a woman also a spiritual leader?"
Definitely not spiritual leader, but she does have a spiritual role with the children. I would describe, because she still is meant to disciple her children. I mean, men are supposed to be the spiritual leader and they are supposed to disciple their children, but like mothers as being homemakers and with their kids and being nurturing are also supposed to lead their children in the ways of the Lord as well, just in a different way as a man. But it's something the parents do together.
Yeah. I think I kind of view families as like a little church in miniature, and the husband, the father, is supposed to be not a, I don't want to be, not a priest in a sacramental sense, but he's like the preach to the house in a way. Let's see. Brother, this is funny. Brother Augustine in the house makes a bizarre entrance and sticks the landing. He always does. Joe makes a good point. He says, women definitely have a spiritual role with their children. My father led by example, where my mother led more with a hands-on approach.
Yeah, I would describe my approach definitely more hands-on. So I do discipling with my stepdaughter, and I like the more, okay, we're going to color Noah's Ark, so let's read. Okay, so let's watch this together. Let's do, you know what I mean, more than my husband, who's her father, would definitely take a more, lead by example approach with, I'm the head of house, you know what I mean? Like just more of a approach in that way. He's not going to be as hands-on as me, and typically never is. And that's okay because it's just kind of my role. I'm going to be more nurturing in that
way. Yeah. So you're saying that women should be nurturing. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Yes. But you know what's funny? I'm getting off topic a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not really completely off topic, because when even in secular like jobs, women always choose like nurturing roles predominantly, like teaching, nursing.
Yeah, for sure.
But Riley, in her piece, she did talk also, like she hit on kind of having the right friends to guard your marriage, like avoid. Could you kind of hit on how important the friends that you keep are in protecting your marriage?
So,
and maybe some juicy examples would be nice for this one.
I personally have an example. She wrote it, but like I said, we discussed this together, and I definitely have some examples. Very important. I mean, as a married woman, you need Christian women friends who are like-minded, who are typically also married or married-minded. So they're looking for a spouse. And I remember when my husband and I started dating, and we were on our journey of being born again Christians, really, at this point. And I would go to my girlfriends at the time who were like atheist, secular, degenerate, about a problem we were having. And they were just like, just leave him. Like, what are you doing? Just, girl, leave him. You know what I mean? And it's so bad. And I'm not saying that, all of your female friends are going to be like that. But even in marriage, if you are constantly going to friends, even if they're Christian women, but if they are friends who are like yes men and just going to like reaffirm whatever, however you're feeling or whatever is going on, like, oh yeah, he really did you dirty, whatever, like, come with us, coming out, like, we're just going to chill. We don't need guys, like, we don't need our husbands, and just reaffirming, whatever the issue is and however you're feeling. I mean, in the long run, that is not good. very not good for your marriage.
It's true. It's true. Church of Entropy says you need 12 mule borax. Uh, Joe, I'm a young man and not married, but I noticed recently my friends who smoke a lot of weed and don't do much with their life are draining and tend to be jealous.
Well, weed is degenerate.
That's true.
Weed is
That's
so
true.
anytime I see someone smoking weed, I just want to call the police on them.
I hate the smell. The smell is what really.
Well, just it makes people just so unproductive. It's just so degenerate. And especially like Christians, it's like as Christians we are called to be sober minded. So it's like, what is this mess? Like, please, like flush it, throw it out.
It's
I don't
true.
care I don't care if it's for your whatever illness you have. I know someone that's like, well, I have this issue when I smoke. I'm like, yeah, that's why you smoke like 5 blunts a day. Like, please.
Yeah, yeah. And Samar, why are you watching on Facebook? You should subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I get paid when you watch on YouTube and not on Facebook. So shame on you, Samar. Shame on you, because I want to milk YouTube for every penny I can before they demonetize me and kick me off.
Oh yeah.
So, JK, actually watch the playback. That's where I get the. Let's see. We're gonna just talk about weed tonight. Joe, I've smoked weed before. I quit. It is addictive, and it made me very lazy and borderline psycho.
Yes, it is absolutely addictive. I have seen people who are, I know people right now who are addicted, but they swear that they are not addicted. They're like, I can stop at any time. I can stop at any time. I'm like, so stop. They're like, no, but I don't want to. Like, I love it. Like, I'm just chill. Like, it helps me relax. And I'm just like, dude, this is just embarrassing. Like, I'm going to call the police.
Brother Augustine, smoking weed is never medicinal. There are plenty of ways to consume CBD or THC for legitimate purposes that don't ruin your lungs and brain.
I'm not really against all the new CBD stuff that's coming out. I know like it's been legalized in different states now, and there's like different lotions or oils. I'm not necessarily against that, but it's just weed itself. It's just so degenerate.
How did that even come up? I don't even. Whatever. But I know a lot of I run around in trad circles quite a bit, and we all want this ideal that harkens back to pre-World War II, when our economy was based on a single income, and they're just for us all to instantly be able to have one person working. I don't know what your opinion is on this, but how practical is it for all of us to return to that model of just the husband working and the woman staying at home? And then if that's not practical, how can we kind of have this be as traditional as we can while navigating modernity?
So I think it is practical, but I think it has to be done with sacrifice. You're not going to get the newest items on the market. You're not gonna, I don't get to go to Target every time and spend $100. You're not gonna get to buy the newest clothes, or the newest toys, or, every single junk food item, on your grocery list. But it is something that can be done. It is something doable. You're also not gonna have the most luxurious new, farmhouse that's on Pinterest, but you are gonna have a nice, cozy house that you can design and make your own for your family. And I promise the kids don't know the difference. You know what I mean? As long as it's a loving, nurturing home and environment, they have toys, and they have good food on the table, you're spending time with them, they really don't fully understand that you're buying secondhand clothes or like from the thrift store, which by the way is not bad. I get so much of my clothes from the thrift store personally still. And it is something that is definitely doable, but I feel like most people don't want to because people are very materialistic. And it is a sacrifice.
Yeah. I mean, I guess some people, every situation's different. So if you have to have two people working, it's not the end of the world. But to be honest, like childcare is like insanely expensive. So I mean,
it is. And that's why I think I was going to actually touch on that point. I think a lot of the women who end up going to work, I mean, their money is just the money they're earning is being put straight back into childcare. It's like it would be cheaper for them to stay home with their children. And you know,
Yeah.
waste of money.
Now what they should do is just start YouTube channels and be e-girls.
Oh,
Nah, not.
I think ways for women to, and this is also something that's really great. And also this is, I believe the Proverbs 31 woman, you know, still worked, you know, for her family, but she didn't have, I don't think what we would consider even a career woman or even like part-time work, but she still worked outside of the home and in the home for her family. So like an example of that is, you know, I do a lot of baking and I like making very LA style designer desserts. And I've had people tell me, like, I want to buy these desserts for my kids' birthday parties, make them for me. Like, that is something I could do and make that money from a skill that I have for my family. It's not a career and it's not something that I'm boasting in or whatever, but it's something that I'm proudly and happily doing for my family, and that money goes for us. And so I think there's lots of different ways for women to work from home or work outside of the home for a skill that they have, especially, you know, a skill that is a part of homemaking, which is what we're naturally very good at, for their family. And that's still a way to earn money.
I think Joe does make a good point here. It says women entering the workforce doubled the workforce, so wages did not rise. Thus, it is almost impossible to return to this lifestyle if you live in a big city. That's why I would say leave the cities.
Yes, leave the cities, go rural. We're moving to rural Pennsylvania. We are done with the cities, in the suburbs too.
Oh, really? Like west or I don't want to dox you, but
yeah. I'm not sure. We're still looking, so we're not completely sure yet. But we just want to go to rural Pennsylvania.
Just go to West Virginia.
Oh my gosh,
we're creating an ortho village.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna because you're gonna be Orthodox by the end of the stream.
I'm sure.
You're gonna go get babushka. So I may or may not have. I actually did bring. I brought my old boss, who we won't mention who she is, but we went to a Russian, like a very ethnic parish, just because we were traveling. We were in Cleveland, actually. Don't ask why we were there, but I'm like maybe you should. I knew it was coming, and I tried to prep her, and she just went in with pants, and the babushkas, the little old lady. The priests don't say a word. Nobody says anything except for the little old ladies, and they bring her and they put a skirt on her, and it was awesome. It was hilarious. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
So she got babushka.
Oh my gosh.
It's not, if you go to like a convert parish, it's not gonna be like that.
Yeah.
But if you're walking basically in the old Russia, trying to find these comments. There was one that I wanted and I missed it. Oh, here we go. We're gonna need your husband to come on stream. How have you dealt with?
Here, he can come. How he's right. Oh my gosh, take off that.
No, it's Christmas time. Let me see.
What's up? How have you? I know it's only been 6 months, but you gotta tell us. How did?
This is the question.
Sorry, I have Nick playing on my AirPod.
Oh, Nick on the AirPod. So this is the question. It says
we put Nick on screen share before and watched your show, so it's cool.
Oh yeah. We gotta give him a view. It says, how have you dealt with conflict or disagreement in your marriage?
The Bible. And like pointing to scripture, being like, okay, this is what God is literally commanding us to do. And it's like, if we don't do this, we are like dishonoring like his law. So it's like, you know, all feelings and all emotions aside, let's follow scripture. And that's kind of my you know, we do that pretty well.
I have my aunt also disciples me. She's incredible. So
I was hoping he would say violence. Just kidding.
Wake up and choose violence.
We beat women here, sir.
now I'm definitely getting kicked off. That's
yeah, and also for me, I would say my aunt's really good. She disciples me as well. So if there's any issue, I know she's going to give me biblically sound advice. She's been married for 30-something years. She's also a stepmom herself. So very helpful for me. And then also my really good friend, Riley, is just love her so much. She gives me biblically sound advice. I give her biblically sound advice. We both are accountable. So I would say that's also something that we ever have like a real genuine like disagreement, argument, fight, whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. They're saying you're right. The real reason both people work is money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think women don't enjoy working. If you look online, if you look on TikTok, if you look on different social media platforms, women always complain about work. Why do you think they go to work? You know, they don't want to have a genuine 9 to 5, or they don't want to.
Yeah. Your microphone is getting echoey now. What's up with that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe let me try like meeting or something.
But it really does depend on where you live. Like if you live in the cities, you do have to make like over $75K, like Joe says.
I think definitely where you live and the average cost of living where you are definitely plays a role, which is why I think you should go rural, because it's like, you know, it saves you money, it's helpful for your kids, they're not around degeneracy, and because it is in the suburbs now, honestly, so it works out.
Oh wait, here's a comment for us. Peter Handelson. I thought this was a white supremacy channel.
Me too.
It is. Megan is a white supremacist.
I definitely am, huh?
She knows. So is her husband. So, Peter, no, I don't think race is definitely important on this channel. I'm just saying. That's why Megan's here.
Yeah, totally.
So she's woke. She's gonna tell us before we end. We're gonna talk about the banker question.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk about international bankers now.
Oh my gosh, that's something for Mark to talk about. Get him on.
I'm kidding. Fallen Student says this is an orthodoxy supremacy channel. Now that is true. Actually, one of the hit pieces about me, I think it was the How to Fight Anti-Semitism, called me an Orthodox Christian supremacist.
Wow, that's such like a nice compliment, honestly.
I was like, well, that's a new one, and it sets a weird precedent because then I can just say, well, you're a Jewish supremacist or you're an Islamic supremacist. Like I can just turn that around on.
Which I definitely know Islamic supremacists because I went to a Muslim middle school and high school, and like I definitely know.
It's just a weird precedent for them to even set. Like, why would? I mean, if you follow a religion, you obviously think that it's superior to the other religions, or you won't be in that religion, like, or you won't be taking it seriously.
I don't think Christians should cuck. I see so many Christians cucking. Well, I respect all religions. It's like, well, I don't.
Well, yeah, like if I was Rayed, a musician, he's a big fan of yours, and you met him in DC as well.
Yeah,
he was rolling with me. That dude, I watched him just like knock out an Antifa dude. You'd be so shocked.
Oh wow.
I'm kidding.
Oh, you're serious? Like, oh my gosh, I did not hear about this.
But he says, my favorite verse about marriage is Ephesians 5:22. Wives, obey your husbands as you obey the Lord. I like that verse too. I like that too.
Yeah.
He's like, LOL. He's like, yeah. But I will. He did chase Antifa. Like he was running around with us. I don't know if were you there for that part? Like when we were chasing Antifa around the street?
I don't think so. I think I came like either later on or before, but Antifa was just out like and about, honestly. So like probably when you were over there, we were somewhere close by because we were following them around too.
Yeah, because we were like, we were walking out the bar, Ray and I and my cameraman, and we run into Antifa by accident, but we didn't have our Trump stuff on, so we just walked by nonchalantly. Yeah. And then we saw the Proud Boys and the AF people. And then we saw that they were about to intersect, basically. Mm-hmm. So we ran up to them. I saw Enrique, and I'm like, hey, they're coming from this way. And so I don't know what I expected to happen, but they just charged right after Antifa, and I look at my guys, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And so we run, and we just basically, before you guys came, we were just chasing Antifa all night long, like harassing them.
And then like fun, you know.
It is fun. There would be like a minor clash, and then the police would be like referees, and they would separate it, and then We would just look for Antifa again and then chase them.
I thought it was so crazy because they had so many vans to like arrest people in like mass, like in like mass, numbers, but like they never did. I thought that was crazy. I saw so many white vans everywhere. Like they were ready to arrest people, but it's like they never arrested Antifa. It was bizarre to me.
Well, yeah. Well, they work for, consider who they work for.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it wasn't that bizarre, but it was crazy to see that. I was like, what?
What's up, Free Thinker Silver? Found this channel through Brother Augustine, and who he found through Jay Dyer, and been binge watching my videos. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. And by the way, you should watch Jay Dyer, Megan. You're gonna have to. We'll even get you in the Discord channel, the Jay Dyer Discord channel.
Okay, yeah, I would love to check out all these people.
Joe says, I'm 21, so this submission and obey talk is kind of going against my cultural programming and propaganda.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm 21 too. So
how did you kind of get through? How did you break out of your feminist stage?
I forgave my father, and I was longing for God. Pretty much the best way I can articulate that. I was mad at my dad for years. I mean, not mad. We just really didn't have the best communication, and we're very much alike, so we just really never had communication. I mean, my parents are together, they still are, and my dad and I are best friends now. But just growing up, we just had a really odd relationship. We just really didn't communicate well, and all of that. And I was an atheist at this time, and I was just very lost, very confused. I rejected God. I was like, I'm mad at God. I'm not a Christian. And I was getting into a lot of the New Age stuff and everything. And it just came a point when I was 16, 17 that I just needed God, and I just needed to go back. So I started going back to my old church, and I started my journey of being a born again Christian.
That's good. Yeah. Good. Ray says, what makes Mark a great husband? And Mark, what makes Megan a great wife?
Oh, wow. Here he comes. You see him in the back, he's playing his video game. It says, Megan, what makes Mark a great husband? And Mark, what makes Megan a great wife?
Ooh. Yeah. All right. Want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. What makes can you see me? You gotta move over a little bit.
Here. No,
so
just here you go.
So what makes I'm still not in.
There you go.
I love that you're just wearing a Santa Claus hat.
Yeah.
I gotta like get into the holiday spirit. So this really helps with that in a very like spiritual way. So what makes Megan a great wife, in my opinion, is that a lot of women, and this is the problem with a lot of modern women, is that they don't understand their roles in not only society, but in their own personal lives. So like, for example, you guys probably have been talking about this. I just kind of came into the conversation, but how the modern world pushes women to be career women, to be women of self, to be women of I and me, and everything like that. Megan, she understands her role in not only life, but in our life and marriage. And, it really, really helps to have like a steady, stable, healthy marriage, because it's like, that's literally God's instructions. Like I said, go back to the Bible, you know what I mean? It's like literally like he made this instruction book for us to live. And once we do that, everything kind of works out, I think. So that's one thing. I could go on all day.
It's very oppressive of you.
Yeah, well,
I would say what makes you a great husband is definitely just being a leader. I think whenever I fall short, which I mean we both do, but obviously if I fall short in, I don't know, in my role or with something, you are always there to guide me back, always. I can't name that one time. Yeah.
That voice of coming back to,
come back, stop, or just guide me, or just help me, or just be there for me and guide me on the path that I need to be on, or guide me on the way of thinking about a situation, or handling something, or what I should be doing, and really directing me. And you're very, very good at that. And that's like personally what I need.
This is super wholesome. I like this. This is great.
Wholesome live stream right here.
Wholesome
This is wholesome. We have a base Santa enjoyer versus virgin Santa denier. But,
right.
But I have a question for both of you. Me being, I mean, without getting too much into, I guess, in the weeds. How do people, or what should people look for if they're looking for a spouse? How in the world do they find one these days? What do they? This would be a question for both of you.
I think the best way is if you are. I know a lot of people don't like to like face docs online, but if you are out there on Twitter, I think Twitter's a great place. I mean, essentially, we met from Twitter. Mm-hmm. If you think about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that. I'm gonna disagree with you.
So Megan says to shit post on Twitter, and
I don't think that's right.
Okay. Well, I think you can find people in the community. I know a couple people. A couple people that has happened to, and like I know one of them is planning on they're gonna get married, so it worked out for them.
Yeah, and you can also meet someone who's totally,
who's like a total, obviously total generous.
The internet, honestly, is like probably like one of the worst places to really be.
Really?
I think so. The church. If you that's what I think. If you have a good church, if you are active in your church, you're seeing people, you're meeting people, you know everybody. Even someone's got like a daughter or a niece, like, oh, you'd be great for, and we're big advocates of courting.
We wish we courted.
Yeah, we're gonna court our children.
100%.
Will be courted.
Well, that's a question. So what is the difference between courting and dating?
So essentially dating is like what most people do in today's age, where they, just kind of go to different places online or the bar. Meaningless places. They can meet them wherever. It doesn't matter. But, and then they'll find a mate that way. Courting is like when your parents set you up with like another, like maybe they know another parents from church,
or a trusted
friend, or
somebody you trust.
They did that back in the day.
I would say it's pretty much just dating with intention, dating with marriage as the intention in mind, and building a family. You're talking about serious questions on like the first, second date. You're not just kind of lollygagging around and wondering what are we, or we're boyfriend and girlfriend, but are we progressing? Are we moving forward? You're not living together in sin. You are marriage minded and you have boundaries set, to glorify God in this courtship. And, if it doesn't work out, it's, your heart won't be terribly broken, and you can mend from this and move on to, and both can move on to someone who, you're meant to be with. But I believe courting really shouldn't last more than a year. I would say. Yeah. Which is honestly what we hate seeing couples. And I mean, like if it's like it, whatever, but they'll be like dating for like 5 years, engaged for like 3 years. Yes. It's like, you know what I mean? You have to commit. Sad.
You have to commit. Just commit to the woman.
And the woman is always so, like, I know someone in the situation right now, and she's so unhappy, but she's also living in sin with him. So it's like, I can't help you.
We can.
What you mean I can't fornicate? What you mean?
And it's so crazy because it's Christian women. And I think that's one. Yeah, it is. And this is one of our biggest things. Like, we lived together before marriage, and it's something we deeply regret. Yeah. And we did that because we were long distance for 9 months.
Which is still not an excuse.
It's not an excuse, but we used it as one.
We used it,
We definitely did.
But it's like,
it's something that we definitely learned from, and like we encourage our own friends.
We weren't born again, though.
We weren't born again, but we encourage our own friends, hey, like, do not go the path that we did. And so we use our own mistakes, for testimony for God. Like, please glorify God. Do not do what we did. Like, save yourselves the trouble and, that struggle and, disobeying God in that way.
Yeah. Well, what are some methods that both of you employ to protect the integrity of your marriage?
Oh, yeah, this is what I was talking to you about. Yeah.
I like this. I like having both of you. It's great.
I know, right? It's just so fun. Like, I'm just so boring on my own.
We have a good dynamic.
We have a very good dynamic.
Which, by the way, our show's coming out. So I'm going to plug that in there.
Wait, is it really?
We really,
on Apple TV.
Yeah, we have a show coming out.
What is it? It's on what?
It's going to be on Apple TV, a couple other platforms, but.
Oh, sweet. Heck yeah. Well, plug away for real.
We'll keep you posted on it.
Yeah, we're still working through contracts and stuff, but we're excited. Yeah. So, but anyways, so pretty much, what it means about
how do we protect
so what boundaries do we set for our marriage?
Oh, so
like,
number one is boundaries. So like boundaries with like people, how we protect the integrity of our marriages.
Yeah.
We have like I guess the best way to explain it is like you and your wife are in like this bubble here. And everyone else is in their own separate bubbles. And a lot of the time what people make the mistakes that someone make in a marriage is like they will allow another bubble or another group of people to affect their marriage in a negative way. And the best thing to do is have boundaries. It could be with family. It could be with, a lot of the time it's
friends.
Family. Yeah. It's friends too. It's family a lot of the time. And that's like a huge like concern if there's no boundaries in your marriage.
Anyone who's toxic or harmful to your marriage. I think like a boundary is like saying like, let's say, I don't know, you befriended one of these little gamer girls on Xbox, and that's something that's we have so many stories. Yeah. He's playing Dark Souls. Yeah, you need to play with him.
Yeah, I am. I'm playing Dark Souls 2. Yeah. I already beat 1 and 3.
That's all he plays.
And then I saved 2 for last. But, I played Dark
Souls. Every man needs to play with him. I always find him fun.
That's right. We'll hook you. I'll hook Ray up. We'll connect whatever your gamer, whatever they are.
I hope he's on Xbox. Then that's probably what I'm saying.
Yeah, Ray, are you on Xbox or PlayStation? I'm so out of touch. I haven't played video games since 2012.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was
in high school in 2012.
I'm so old. I was deployed, and we played a lot of video games on deployment. So I just
okay.
I was done when I left. I was like, I'm not touching it again. I'm done.
What branch were you in?
Army.
Oh, really? I was in Army. I was in National Guard.
Oh, me too. That's what I was National Guard.
That's it. We got to have a conversation about that.
Oh yeah,
at some point.
Yeah. We should hang out. We're not that far, We should hang out sometime.
Well, I don't want to dox you or nothing.
I don't care. Everybody knows already. I live in Maryland at the moment, but I will moving imminently to West Virginia.
Yeah, he's going to West Virginia.
You're moving there?
Yeah. I'm trying to get out of this crazy. The cities are about to burn. So
stay away from cities.
Yeah.
And in West Virginia. Okay, if you guys want to come at me in West Virginia with all my guns, like the literate castle walls and guns. Like, come on.
Yeah, we're getting prepared as well with everything going on. I recommend that everybody be prepared for honestly the worst. I'm not saying the worst is to come, but just be prepared for it at the very least. You know what I mean? Because things are definitely going to rile up. Which I don't know if you want to get into the whole conversation about what's going on.
He could go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Dex J says this is a common theme on my channel. Yeah, we got to get this beautiful couple to become orthodox.
We're still making our journey.
Yeah.
I would say the journey isn't over for us. So
Yeah. So the door's open. Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance. Saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know what I mean? Right now we're going to a Baptist church.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of looking into other sects as well.
Yeah.
And we're still making our journey. So
it's all right. We'll get you in that J Dyer Discord. We got you. Fallen student says yes. Be gone. Ray says, ain't got no money for Xbox Live, but he does have Xbox. And he says, tell Mark to see me in Halo.
Oh, I have Halo. Yeah,
okay,
I have
cool.
it. Absolutely.
All right. See, we're making game connections. Yeah. Now, here's a question that I never prepare anyone for. And we may as well ask you both since you're here. Book recommendation for the audience. That it cannot be the Bible or a book that you've written.
I got it good.
Ooh, if we have women watching, I can recommend one book for women.
No.
Wait, are we each give a book recommendation?
Man, actually getting up to get the books. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Here's your book.
This is mine. So this is my book recommendation for women. This book is just incredible. This is written by Martha Peace, and she's an older woman who is a wife herself, and she wrote The Excellent Wife. And this book has helped me so much in 6 months.
Wow.
And my friend also has it as well. My really good friend Riley, I believe she has it. And wow, we love this book. A great asset for women who aren't married but marriage minded. So
nice. I might read it.
You know, they have one that I think it's The Excellent Husband, or it's something like, I think her husband wrote it. So
I actually like to read those things, like the women ones, just because it's like, well, what are these trad women, right? Like I read what's that girl's name? Brittany Pettibone's book. She got married.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see what she was like putting in the book, so I read it. I ordered it, and
surprisingly haven't read her book, but I wanted to. I forgot. I think I was in the middle of moving, so I just never ordered it, but I have to read it.
We got
all of your books are like, you can't show them.
All my books are unauthorable.
I wish I wish I could show you like our bookshelf. Like
yeah, I don't have any good books like good authors. Except that on my Kindle.
Yeah,
we don't want to see that Uncle A book over there, okay?
You guys don't want to see what I got.
The 2 copies of everyone's favorite book
of Redacted.
Of Redacted.
Yeah.
You don't have Protocols of Zion over there, do you?
No, I would never have that. What would I be thinking if I had that? That's crazy.
I figure it was more optical to say than the one that I really wanted to say. But,
I think that's the one we probably have 2 copies of.
Oh, gee. Dex J says, I am black and have been Protestant for years. And because of J. Dyer, Michael, and Witkoff, I have begun my journey, practice the ancient faith. See, look, they go harder than I do. The fans go harder than I do. Look at that.
Wow.
But anyways.
We're open-minded.
Hey, who has more followers on Twitter, you or Mark?
Mark, for sure. Mark has
really?
Mark has 300,000.
I have 30,000 on Twitter. Altogether, all my social medias, I have 800,000. Almost.
Wait, do I follow you too, Mark?
I don't know.
Hang on. Let me see.
Give me the plug. Just type in Mark Lutchman. I'll pop right up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been doing the social media game for like since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And like 2 years before we met.
Yeah.
For whatever, I never did like get a bunch of. I struggle on Twitter and Facebook. I was like a boomer on social, and I have like a huge Facebook following.
Yeah. All my followers are majority boomer. I do have some like young people in there though. Like,
yeah.
Oh, there you are, dude. You look like that's a great haircut, bro. It's a great haircut.
Thank you. Yeah.
He cropped me out of that picture. You I
can't put you in. It's
308 followers. Wow. Oh, my friend Radix Verum even follows you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went on Patriot Soapbox. I went on her little stream the other day, but now she's hating on Nick. So I'm like, yo, chill.
No, disavow. Cringe. Disavow.
She's good. You know how these Qsters get. They'll hop on something and then everything's a conspiracy.
Honestly, I there's something about Q people that
this might break our marriage. Remember when you told me about Q? And I was like,
the Q stuff I think is a little crazy, but you know what? It gives me like in a way like hope. I'm like, you know what? Let's say like if this stuff is true, it's like that's awesome. Like so I don't know. But I like Q people because they really care about the country. They're like, you know what I mean? Q people, like usually good people.
Yeah, they're fine. But he was like talking about
Q. They are kind of religious. Like it's like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a GOP watch party for the last debate, and then at the end it's cleared out. I'm trying to sober up, sitting at the table by myself. Mm-hmm. You know, and I needed a little bit of time, and this like old boomer couple sits down, and they're like Jehovah's Witnesses. They're like, hey, so have you heard about Q?
I've heard about Q.
And
Yeah.
And I was drunk, so I was a little bit of an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, it's stupid. And and they're like, well, have you read all 4,900 of the Q drops?
The key drops.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, it's a psyop, dumbass. And I was drunk. I feel bad because you know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I even like, because I was running the whiskey campaign, and she used to be a Qster, but then she like renounced, and then she obviously wasn't by the time I like got her woke on real stuff. But she might have read the Protocols of Zion. I don't know. But kidding. JK, New York Times is writing that down right now. But yeah. Lauren Witzke's ex-campaign manager says she read the Protocols of Zion. That's gonna be great. She's gonna kill me. But what was I gonna say? What was I saying? I don't know. I mean, I remember like being like, well, how do we make a statement on this without completely disavowing the Q people that support you just because they think that you're a QAnoner.
Yeah.
So yeah, but whatever. I mean, we like made a statement that kind of distanced her from it, but not really. I don't know. Caramasio said, if you were really married, where are your headscarf?
She has it. It's in the room.
I have a veil.
She has
yes.
I do.
Yeah.
I veil when I pray. I don't wear it all the time.
Wait, really? Because that's like totally an Orthodox thing.
You know what? It's so crazy. I don't know any like of our Christian friends that veil, and
There's one at the church.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's that black girl, right? Yeah. So I guess we do. She's not a friend of ours though, but like we've seen her.
We never met her yet.
Yeah, we've never met her. Yeah, we should. Based.
Nice.
But I do veil at our house if I pray.
Yeah, because it literally says it in this, like St. Paul says for women to cover their hair when they pray.
Yeah, my friend and Riley, the one I was talking about earlier, we were just talking about that today. She's like, I never knew that. It's like, that's what they talk about.
Yeah, so we generally, like in an Orthodox church, especially Russian ones, women will wear head coverings for liturgy and vespers, like anytime you go in the church.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Greek churches are a little more lax, but that's why we recommend not going into a Greek church. JK, just kidding, Greeks, just kidding. JK, we love our Greeks. We love our Greeks, just like we love Israel. We love Israel.
Yes.
Somebody says Sisco's woke protocol. I'm gonna have to make that a book. Sisco's woke protocol. That's my next book coming out. The protocols of Sisco. Can you imagine? I probably should do that. We're doing it. Oh man, Dex J says he sees it in your eyes. He says it's beginning. It begins.
Oh
sees it in your eye. Sees it in your eye.
We have to look into it. I honestly don't know much about it.
We talked to our pastor about it. Remember we went over to his house?
Yeah, what did he say?
He was like, "There's just we didn't understand. We understood. He was asking which branch are you talking about? Because there's different ones."
Well.
We brought up Catholicism.
Oh.
We didn't bring up Orthodox.
Well, you don't want to go to the Pachamama church, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to go to Pachamama. We don't have no Pachamama in Orthodoxy, okay? No Pachamama. No Pachamama.
I think you said Catholicism.
Oh, okay. I said
what he was saying was a response to Catholicism.
Oh.
I don't really know much about Orthodoxy.
Yeah, well, I mean, most people don't. It's not like we're like the best kept secret in America. The second largest body of Christians in the world, but the smallest in the U.S. So a lot of people they don't really understand what it is, so they'll just say that that's Catholicism. Like they're like, oh well, they're like Catholics, right? Well, no, not really. So, but we don't have no Pope, like Ray says. We don't have no Pope.
Yeah,
Orthodoxy was like I didn't know. When I thought of Orthodoxy, I thought of something that was similar to Catholicism.
Yeah,
but I could be very wrong.
So we are liturgical. But our liturgy is like way more beautiful, and that's just a fact, So the Novus Ordo Catholic liturgy is what we call fake and gay. So,
okay.
But But we were actually one church for 1,000 years. We were unified with the Catholic Church, and then the Pope split. We had something called the Great Schism, where we separated mostly over what we call the filioque and papal supremacy, or papal infallibility, which is we don't believe that it was ever a real concept until then. And but since that happened, the Roman Church has developed a number of heresies and dogma that didn't exist in Orthodoxy. So we think that we would say we preserve the faith in its fullness. The Catholics added to it since they schismed, and when the Protestant Reformation happened, that they were mostly protesting these issues that arose in the Roman Church after the Roman Church schismed from us. So the first thing was the schism, and then the Protestant Reformation. So you had a bunch more schisms from that one schism. So, but yeah, so like Ray says, we are like Catholic without the additions and Protestant without the subtractions. So yeah. So yeah, there will be some things that freak you out if you come from a Protestant background, like icons and asking saints. Like there are things that will be like, what? Because you're like,
definitely something that's still confusing for me personally. Like I don't get the idol stuff.
Well,
we don't have idols. We have icons, and then. See, the difference is in the difference between worship and veneration. And I think part of it is because what we consider worship, our worship involves a sacrifice, right? Which is the Eucharist, the body and blood of Christ. We call it the bloodless sacrifice. And it's really a continuation of, it's like a transfigured worship from like the temple, the old temple worship, of how worship happened in the temple. It became transfigured and Christianized. So like as we remember the transfiguration of Christ, like that happened to the old ancient Jewish worship. It's continued in the Orthodox Church in the liturgy. So you'll see a lot of similarities with what's described in like Levitical worship and Leviticus. And then the book of Revelation also is like describing our liturgy to the T. Like the incense, and so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But
yeah, no, I was gonna say that I grew up in a Catholic church. I was christened when I was born. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten to 9th grade. So like I have a strong Catholic background, and then I distanced myself from Catholicism when I was about 15. Was non-denominational for a long amount of years. And even now, I really don't even know really what I would consider myself, except strictly just, I guess biblical. And, we do go to a Baptist church, but like I said, I feel like we're still kind of in that journey of figuring out exactly where, exactly where we fit, I guess you could say.
Nice. Well, Kara Maciel says, we were anti-Pope before it was cool, but that actually reminds me of something. It's like there's one saying that's like, Catholicism is like they believe in the Pope, but Protestants really believe like every man is his own Pope. So that's like one thing. It's kind of just a little antidote, just a saying. But Fallen Student says, introduce this lovely couple to Patriarch Prime on Twitter, who is basically the Orthodox black spokesman. I didn't even know that he was black. Like, really? He's funny. We have the best trolls on the internet too. Like if you think groypers are good trolls, we are the best. We're the absolute best trolls. So, but it is a journey. We're not gonna like really. It's just pray about it, explore it, and we and if it really comes down to it, we'll call you heretics on the internet, and that's great. Just kidding. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. So, but anyways, we went off into a lot of crazy topics, but anything you want to say before you go?
So the whole theme of this live stream was marriage. Okay. Yeah. So you want to say
which I feel was like the least.
That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, I know. The conversation just kind of flows, and
Yeah.
Hey, that's how you know you have a good guest. You're just having fun. You're just having fun. You know.
That's so true. It was great. I don't know. What are some final
thoughts? I would say this. I would say to the men, to the young men out there who haven't found their wifey yet. I would say.
Yeah, he's not married.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I'm a 33-year-old boomer that's still trying. He's still.
Well, I would say this, man, and to everyone watching, I would say, just stick with, a church and, keep praying about it. I know you have a book over there that says that you got a while ago. It's like for my prayers for my future husband. Yeah, the same thing can be applied with a man. You could pray for your future wife and, just keep on, praying about it, asking the Lord to, and also, just as long as you're following him and he has every reason to, bless you with a wife, a Christian wife, then, just keep on going at it. And, that's really all I could say, I guess.
Funny. I love the words.
Yeah.
So wholesome.
I guess I'll speak to the Christian women, though I don't really see a lot of women, but I love them. But anyways, what do I want to say to the Christian women? Definitely dive into biblical womanhood and truly see the roles that God wants you to have, that he has given to you, and truly
stop listening to the world.
Yeah,
about who you should be as a woman. Yeah, stop listening to the world as who you want to be as a woman. Truly learn to love what God has given you, and find joy in that. Find joy in all things, but find joy in that. And I think that gives women a lot of peace. I think a lot of women don't have that peace. And here's the thing, you can still be a homemaker even if you're not married. Like, that's a great skill to have. And a lot of the homemaking skills are great. I actually have a blog post coming out about this. But it's a great, like, all the skills of being a homemaker are great skills to develop, like, before and perfect before you get married, which is actually what I was able to do. So I really recommend other women doing that as well.
Nice. I can cook, but I kind of have to. So
yeah, I think it's good if a man knows how to cook, and
for sure.
Because like
I don't
doesn't know how. So if I just lost my arms one day, or if I'm
Mark, bro, you just read recipes and follow directions, dude.
Look, that's why I got married so young. have a woman to cook.
Yeah.
I make some really good chicken enchiladas.
Ooh.
Like I put cream cheese in it. Like nobody, it's my secret, cream cheese.
Yeah.
She loves Mexican.
Yeah, I love Mexican. Like, that just made me think of Taco Bell.
Yeah, so when we deport all the Mexicans, we're gonna keep the recipes. So
we're gonna keep
I saw a super chat. I forgot to even. Oh, Mo Botris just sent their $20. Said loves the show. Thank you, Mo. And that one's too far back for me to put on the screen. Dex J says Mark and Megan are awesome. I grew up in the southeastern Pennsylvania area. Great young people. So yeah.
So nice. Thank you.
We love it.
Pennsylvania, you guys have a great election system. It's awesome. Don't actually, I did not say that we love the YouTube. We absolutely agree with the election results.
Yeah.
And
don't ban us.
Joe Biden is the president-elect. So
yes.
We affirm and we love Israel.
Yes.
I definitely don't claim the Pennsylvania electoral system right now. I'm from Texas, so this is just chaotic for me.
Yeah. So what are your handles on social media, and how can people find your blog and everything and all that jazz?
So my blog is mindofhers.co, and my Twitter is base Megan, but the A's are an X, which is a little confusing. A little confusing.
Just the A's in Megan, though, right?
Sweet. And Mark does not need any additional followers. He's at 308,000. So we got to help Megan catch up. And
I don't have.
You have an A. You have an A. You have an A for based. She doesn't even have her.
No, I don't even have my own handle.
Yeah, it's based Megan. Based spelled regularly. Megan spelled MEGXN.
So I Mark to do everything for me. Like,
yeah, this is why you need me. This is why you need me. I'm like, this doesn't sound right. But
hey, who manages the bills?
Mark.
I handle a lot. She organizes all the like homeschool stuff, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the house, and I do like the finances and the major decisions and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yo, based. Here's your allowance, Bay. You can.
Her allowance is going to Target.
Yeah. Which he just had to have an intervention with me about. So.
Yeah, she loves Target a little too much sometimes.
Oh, man, stay out of that that LGBTQ section in the month of June.
Oh yeah. Every time we went there, we got so mad. I was like saying stuff out loud. People were looking at me. Yeah. She said, "Mark, stop." I'm like, "Man, I hate these people." I'm kidding.
I think this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Dude, we need to hang out, dude.
Yeah. But
I'm embarrassing in public. I'll be like ban yoga pants and just dot shame people in the street. That's how
should be done with.
I like this. Yeah, I like this.
Yes.
This is a very interesting conversation, actually, because I was talking to a couple male friends of mine probably like a year ago, and they were telling me on their college campus they literally can't walk around. Like, they genuinely have to lower their gaze. They can't walk around without looking at girls with their butt showing in their yoga pants, because like that's how the girls wear them. Like they pull up their hoodie or their shirt so their butt shows in the back. Yeah, and that's like the whole point of how they wear them. They don't wear them for like working out or for even being comfortable. They wear them just to be looked at, obviously, and they just can't even walk around their campus. They just put in headphones, walk with their head down, go to class.
Dang. I understand it in the gym because it's like, like, I mean, I get that, but like wearing it out, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dex J says he's making his daughter follow you. She's 18 and looking for a wholesome community. I don't know if he's talking about me or you. I'm guessing you.
Oh, but, awesome. Yeah, definitely follow. Our Instagram's linked on the website, so you can just find it on there. And tell her to be friendly. Hit me up. I answer my DMs.
Nice. So tell the little Mary to hit me up. And I'm just kidding. JK. JK. I had my chance. She was with her brother, and then
yeah, we love them both. We love them both. I gotta do like a Christian like matchmaking thing, because do you know how many people come to
actually for the Orthodox watching, Jay Dyer's Orthodox the Discord channel, his wife is doing that. So but you have to have like your priest, a letter from your priest to be like, even, they're taking it serious. They're vetting people. I need
think I should, because I have so many of like, male friends that follow me online, or, my female friends, in real life, or online, and they're just like, Megan, like, I know like, of nice guys. Show us nice guys. Hurry, show us nice Christian guys. And then the guys will be like, I know all these trad girls. Give me a trad girl. Give me a trad wife. Seriously. My one friend is like, give me what are your trad friends? Oh my God. I'm kind of like, setting them up. And I'm like,
you guys have your whole girl group.
Yeah.
You guys should, like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's true. So I look forward to hearing from Mary. And
Mary.
Mary. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah. We like Mary.
We love Mary.
Yeah. I love Mary too. And
she's awesome.
Yeah. So I look forward to that. And anyways, many young girls need wholesome examples, so they're going to be following you. So that's good. It's good. You are. I do like what you're doing is awesome, especially with the your blog posts. Good to have good wholesome stuff out there for the ladies, because we do have a whole generation of degenerate thoughts that we need to turn around. So this is good stuff.
So, I'm being hateful to them. It's funny, but also so many of them just need need good examples.
It's true. We shouldn't. We should be more. Really, we should have compassion on them because really they've just been led astray. So
yeah,
we should pray for them and
men and women.
But a little bit of nagging is good, yelling at them about shaming them for wearing yoga pants is a good thing.
Remember our work?
Yeah.
Whatever, a little bit of nagging doesn't hurt. But I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, fans, for watching. The Ortho Bros will be very excited to hear that Sunday evening at 5 o'clock, I'll be streaming with Ubi Petrus. So you guys will have no idea who that is, but my fans will know, and so that will be a different kind of episode. But thank you so much for coming. Everybody go follow them both on Twitter, Megan and Mark Lutchman. If you put it in, I'm sure they'll both come up. So, but anyways, thank you very much.
Thank you.